Good morning everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements from door wreaths to door swags, things for the home decor, things for your garden decor, funeral tributes, weddings and much more. Right, today guys, thank you for all the lovely comments on the Santa's sleigh. It is now sold. I put it on my business page the same day that we created it. And I had somebody email me and asked if it was still up for sale. I said yes. So they said, can they reserve it? And they will pick it up Friday. So that has now sold, guys. Right, I had a request last week from a lovely lady, Gladys, asking if I could make a fall wreath. Not wreath, sorry, swag. If you can hear the thunder, guys, it's thundering. They gave 29 degrees today, but it's thundering. I don't know if it's because the atmosphere is clashing. Who knows? But the dogs over the road are barking. Benji and Maisie are at it. My son's got his washing out. So I may have to stop the video to run in if it rains to tell him to go and fetch it in. Right, so I've just seen something else that I could use for this. So I may end up getting up and getting those. But to start with, we are going to do a swag. Now, I made this swag myself. I got a spruce garland, lengthened it out, folded it in half, attached it with cable ties at the top, and then did 5 cable ties to hold it all in place all the way down the main spine. And then I just cut a bit of a point with my clippers at the end here. I couldn't go any wider here because it only goes so far, but we can make it into the teardrop shape. But that is a cheaper way of doing your garland, your spruce swags, by buying an 8-foot garland and 2.4 meters, and you will get at least 2 or 3 swags out of the garland instead of buying single garlands. So I have done that, and that is what I've tried to fluff it up a bit. I've got one, thanks George. You know, if it rains, can you tell Brandon to bring his washing in? Thanks, hun. Sorry about that. So, first of all, I'm going to do a ribbon. I want 2 ribbons, one at the top and one at the bottom. The one at the bottom won't be as big, meaning not as many loops. So, first of all, I've got the Hessian with the black and white checkered edging strip. I've got an olive green one, and that is, oh gosh, how thick's that? 63mm. Then I've got a 63mm. Now this one's beautiful, guys. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I can't remember where I got this from, but when I saw it, I had to have it. They did another colour, but I couldn't get that colour, so it was out of stock. And then I've got a burnt plain orange as well, which is only 1.5 inch, I think. So they're what we're going to do first. Then I'm going to put the camera up so you can see me, you know, placing the elements for our swag. So first of all, we are going to do this. Oh, and before I start, Susan Ridgeard, bless your cotton socks. I had a negative response last week, as I said on one of my videos. Is this a talk show? I replied to it and said it can be. That's just the way I am. The lady basically stood by me and supported me and replied to the person's message on my YouTube channel and said basically, if you don't, you know, it's Iris's channel, she can talk as much as she wants. If you don't like it, leave. And he or she replied, basically there's along the lines of, I mean, don't quote me word for word, something along, well, people like you would react to it. Iris isn't reacting, or something like that. I don't react, guys, because at the end of the day, there's that many stupid people out there in the world. I don't react. I've got better things in my life to do than, you know, bicker, basically, and be nasty. So I don't react, and I have blocked the person off of my YouTube channel. I don't allow negativity on my YouTube channel. So anybody who becomes negative on my YouTube channel, the first thing I will do, I will block you straight away. Because I am a jolly person. I love life, and life is important to me. And for people who are negative, I don't stand for it. So simple. You see, it's raining now, so I'm going to have to pause, because I don't think my son will notice it's raining. One moment, guys. La, 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 la. Sorry about that, guys. It's just brought a great big shower down of rain, and it's thundering. I think it's just, you know, the atmosphere where the temperature is hitting the clouds and it's making it thunder. Right. Yes, so concerning the negativity, I don't tolerate it, guys. I am very strong in that way. And if I find any negativity going off on my YouTube channel, I will block people. So, but as so far, that's the first one I've had in over a year. So, it's nothing, is it? Just childish adult. Right, no more said about it. Life moves on. Right, for the one at the top, I'm going to start with the Hessian. Well, it's might be burlap actually, or is it? No, that's burlap. Anyway, we'll start with this one, and I'm going to just do at the top. Let's measure for you if you need to know. 6-inch streamer or tail end, is whatever you may call it. I'm going to twist so it's upside down, and you'll know that if it's plain by the stitching. Oh, this is just a small piece. I wonder if we'll get something out of this. I could do the small one first then, guys. Let's do the small one first. And then I'm going to 5-inch loops. And then twist again, so your stitching's upside down. Oh, you may hear the rain. I'm only doing 3 loops, or do I do 4? No, I'm going to do 4. I can get 4 out of it. So this is the small one at the bottom. I don't want no long tail ends at the bottom. So that is our first one. So you can maneuver it and position it into place. So you've got that letter X. So you've already got it set out for when you carry on. So I'm going to do the green. I'm just dovetailing it. I love this colour. So because I put this tail end on your right, I'm now going to place it on your left. Again, 6-inch tail end. And I'm not doing this one as big, so meaning as many loops. Only the back of it I have, so I'm only doing 2 loops of the green. Again, twist. I tend to like to fold it before I go in, place it in, because then I get that lovely little pleat here in the centre. So then I will stop there. You can dovetail it straight away if you wish, or wait till you've finished. I do a bit of both really. I think it's if I forget to do it. More to the point. So now these green, olive green, go in between, and I'm having them horizontal, so they go in between the 2 brown ones here. And same on the opposite side. So then I will get our maple pattern, and I will place this also on there. You can look, instead of measuring, just measure with the length of those tail ends. And I'm just going to do 2 of these as well. Again, I'm going to do on this one 4.5 inch. So I'm going down 1/2 inch. Twist so your pattern is upside down. 4.5 inch there. And again, just 2. And then dovetail this one. As well. And the one on the top will have just slightly, you know, more loops. So now I've put the green in between these 2 browns. I now will place this vertical. So these are down here, like so. And then I will get the plain orange and place the tail end on the opposite side. And all I'm going to do with this one, guys, is 1 loop. So I will do a 3.5 inch loop, because that is going to cover my mechanics. So that is that one. Oh, I forgot to get some cable ties. Oh my God, gracious me. I thought I was quite organised today, guys. So all I do with the cable ties is just push it through, go where I can see this, the dowels in the centre. Thread it through, just lift off. I will then get a floral wire. You can get another cable tie if you wish to place on the back. Turn it upside down, place it through the cable tie, bring my cable tie around the back, and before I pull it any tighter, I will then just place these and fluff them up. On this occasion, I usually like to have my tail ends underneath, but I have been having, you know, I used to do them on the top, but on this occasion I'm going to put it on the top because I want to see the fluffiness of the curve of our cable ties. So if any sit on top, I'm going to be okay with that. So I'm just opening the loops. And just curving the bottoms of the dovetails under. Like so. So then you have your bow for the bottom of your swag. And then I will pull the cable tie hard, snip off the rest of the cable tie, and I will grab my floral wire, like so, and then I twist with the bow, because again, for you new beginners, if you twist with the wire, it can have a tendency of snapping. You know, depending on the thickness of your wire. So that is our first bow for the bottom of our swag. So that's that one. So now we'll do another one for the top. I think this one's got oddments on. I don't want oddments. Oh, this one hasn't. Sometimes I just place little bits on the reel, or put them in my oddments box. Obviously I place them on the reel with this one. Oh, let me just have a drink of coffee. I can't believe it's raining. They said no rain. So we're going to do the same again. I'm going to do the 6-inch tail end, which will go to the top. Twist again so your stitching is underneath, that you can see. And again, I tend to like to fold it like in half before I place it in between the dowels. I find it much easier. So this one I'm going to do 6-inch on this brown and black checkered one, because it's going to the widest point at the top. And you don't have to measure on your board now. You can measure with the loop what's underneath. That's reached the 6-inch mark, and just line it up with that ribbon there, like so. And then twist again. Again, if people have any health issues with the hands, like arthritis or osteoarthritis, I find that it's very, you know, this helps a lot with your health issues if you have that with your hands. Oops. I'm just going to let this go a little bit longer, the tail end on this. I may cut it once we start and placing our elements in. So we've got that one there, again, one there, and we're making the letter X with our loops. And the bow that we did first, you always get, say, like on the bottom, then you get the other one on the bottom and place it in the opposite position. If I can open it. So this one's on the bottom and that one was. So I place it opposite each other, and then this one opposite the one on the top, like so. So then you have your letter X again. Let's just dovetail this one. And again, I went on the right side, so now I'm going on the left. And I'm measuring just up with that, so it'll be thereabouts. twist again, so your stitching on the underside is upside down, and I'm going to go 5.5 inches with this green. Twist, so I'll measure on my board 5.5 inch. There. You don't have to do your loops this big. If you're doing a small swag, you can do them, you know, much smaller. If you want to do it start at 5 inch and work your way down, or start at 4 inch and do it like so. Again, I'm measuring with the green that I've on the underside. I'll dovetail that one as well. Then we have our beautiful maple patterned leaf with like a rose gold sort of thing, or a copper actually. Brown on the base and then a copper pattern. So fold it in half again. Again, if you've got your own way of doing your bows, you know, that's fine. Everybody has different ways. Oh, before I carry on, place this in. I find as well, by placing it in the position you want it, makes it much easier for when you have placing your cable tie on. You haven't really got to tug away at your loops. So this one I will go 4.5. Just measure. Let me just take it out again. Twist. Measure with the one underneath. Twist again. Even though it is raining, guys, it is quite muggy. Very close. Bring that down. So now these, again, if you've not watched my channel, the first ones we did, I call that the first layer. Then the second layer goes in between the first layer. And then the third layer goes in the position of the first layer. So it goes above the brown. Like so. Again, you just don't have to measure all the time. You can do it by eye view. And this, because that was 4.5, I'm going to, oh, here's my cat, guys. I'm going 3.5 with this one. Because I only have, this is going to cover our mechanics. Are you wet? like so, and then that will sit in the centre when I fluff it up. Again, I get my cable tie, place it underneath. You can position it there before you start doing your bow. And then just thread it in and lift off. I will take the cable tie around the back, and then I will get another floral wire and just place it underneath the cable tie and place it through the other side like so. And then I tend to measure them up so they're both the same. And before I pull anything, I now just fluff everything up. Again, I don't mind if the bows are on the top, well, the tail ends, should I say. It makes it slightly sometimes look a bit more fuller. So I'm just opening up my loops. Like so, and then I will pull my cable tie tight, and then I will snip this piece off. And then I will get my wire, my floral wire, and twist the bow, like so. I only tend to twist about 2 or 3 times max, no more than that. It's not really needed. And then if you want, you can just curl over the tail ends to give that looking like it's an extra loop, which I used to love doing. I thought it gave that lovely effect. Some people place them all under the bottom. I do sometimes, and I sometimes leave them on the top. Everybody has their own way of doing their bows. So there is the bigger one to go above on the top of our swag. Isn't that a pretty bow? Lovely and fluffy, especially with these small tail ends being, or streamers being on the top, some of them. Again, it gives that illusion of another loop, especially when you just slightly turn under the dovetails. And that's what gives that extra fluffiness. And then with the long ones, curl under. You don't have to have them curled under. You can fold them, or you can put little swirls in them. I don't know what I'm going to do yet until it sits on the actual swag to see how it looks. So they are our 2 beautiful bows. Well, let me just drink this. Oh my goodness, guys, I was in agony last night. I'd eaten my tea, and then I ended up with pain in my stomach. I looked up on our NHS site. People in the UK will know, some people in America will know what that is, to look for any symptoms of what it could be. I'm not paranoid about things like that, guys. I just like to know what's wrong with, something may be wrong with me. And if it's serious, then I like to do something about it. I'm not one of these who will sit in pain and just accept the pain. That's not me at all. My husband reckons I'm a hypochondriac. It's not that. It's just I like to know what my body's telling me. So we'll move these out the way, and it ended up being where I'd got gastroenteritis, where I'd swallowed some of my food a bit too much, to the point where it was stuck in my windpipe near my stomach, just there. Right, let's just get those scissors away. No, you're not coming. Here he comes again, guys, wanting to sit on my lap. And you sit right in front of the camera, don't you? Yes, don't you? Yeah. So he's gonna have to move. Go on, move your body. So we're going to place in our bows. That's caught on the other side. And this is going to be fluffed up when we put everything in. It's going to make it look bigger, because it's not really a very thick swag. So I'm going through the back of the spine with the wire. I'm just going to twist it like you'd attach it to a wreath, guys. You may not be able to see. I'm going to alter the camera. So that's one. And then a smaller one I want right at the bottom. Molly, come on, move, be good. Just straighten this up. So I'm just going to place again, thread the wire through the back. And then I'll twist it at the back. Some people like to put their bows on at a later stage. That's all right as well. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got their own way of placing bows or any elements, you know, on, or signs, whether it be at the beginning or nearer to the end. There's nothing wrong with either way. It's whatever, you know, suits you and how you're happy when it comes to attaching them. So that is that, and I'm going to alter the camera, guys. So one moment. I'm going to have to bring it back a bit so you can get a better look. I wonder if I zoom in. One moment, guys, because I may zoom in and then zoom back out. One moment. Oh, gosh, that's a bit... It's better zoomed in, but let me move these boxes. I've got good things in them. So I may have to bring it slightly back a bit, so you can get a look of it. Oh, I haven't plugged in the... I wonder if that's better. Sorry, guys. Right, I'm going to leave it like that. I've tried with the overhead one again from the back of my shoulder, and it doesn't get all the swag in. So I'll go through what we've got today. Okay, let me just drink this, and then once I've drunk it, then I haven't got to think about it. No. Right, on today's swag, because we've got the maple pattern in our ribbon, majority of our foliage is maple. But the thing is, I've got different shades and tones of maple. They're not all the same. So our first one is the green with the red and bits of orange in as well. So that's a mixture of 3 colours. So I've placed these off, well, these come off of a vine again. I like to buy vines where I can get more from it for my own purposes, and then I can, instead of sometimes you buy a bunch and you don't get as much on it. So for just a little bit extra in money, you know, an 8-foot vine, you can get lots of foliage from it. So then I take them off and place them on picks. So I've taken a few off of a vine and placed these on picks. So that's the one with 3 colours in. Now my favourite is this lovely cream colour, and on the back there of it, look at those, look how that sets it off, the vein, well, the twiggy bits or veins on it that set off that cream colour on the back. I love this one. Right, I've also got, there is 2 different ones in here. I've only got 2 out of each. I've got 2 stems of each. I've got some that are brown, if I can get it apart. So I've got that colour for one with the brown and like a mustard colour, and then I've got another one but bigger with oranges, mustard and reds and slight greens. So that's got 4 tones in it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all different tones. So again, 1 tone, 2 tones, 3 tones, and that's got 4 tones in. So that is our maple. I've also got this out. These are rubber leaves. They're not silk, they are rubber. They are wired to the tip so you can manipulate them, and they have got little bits of pumpkin on. Now these are a few of my oddments, what I've cut down and not used. I didn't want to use a fresh stem, so I thought we may incorporate these. And in them they've got red and some orange on the back, and then they've got green and brown on the back. So again, a lovely autumn colour. I have got out some fern where it's red and orange, where it goes lighter at the tip, and I thought I could place some of those in as well. I've also got some orange twiggy bits. I can't remember what these are called, guys, but I love these. Last year when I had a bulk of these, I wanted to use them, but I didn't, because I didn't want to use them so I'd got no more left. So fortunately I didn't. I've cut these off the branch and already cut these down. Now I've got some pine needles. Now this is off a vine as well, and I've placed these on single picks also. The vine I think is also about 6 foot, 1.8 meters, and it is chunky. It's got lots of vine on it again. So you're looking for something to do a wreath with or anything like that, or a centerpiece or whatever it may be, but you know, you don't want to be paying out too much. Get a garland and take them off and place them on picks, because you would get more on the garlands than in a bush or bunch. I have taken off a few of this olive because it's a light olive compared to the one on here, but my Himalayan maidenhair fern, I thought that would add, like, it's like the fern was like a rich green and it's now fading, going into autumn colours. So I decided to get a few of those off the bunch again, the main bunch, and place them on single picks. Now I've got these spiky, I don't know what they're called. I always forget what things like this are called because I don't use them that often. But they are brown with a hint of, I don't know if it's like a light red in it, but I thought they could add an extra bit of extra touch and, you know, contrast towards other things as well. And I've cut these off. They come on a small bunch, so I've cut them off so the stems aren't very long. I thought we'd get some with them in a dusky colour. Again, these come on bunches and I've placed these on picks. I do it with a lot of things, guys, so I can get more from them than a little. If I want them to stay on the stem full, then I'd keep them on. But, you know, I didn't want a big cluster. I just wanted small pieces dotted around. And with it being a dusky white, it looks like it's fading into from the nice glorious white into the autumn colours. So we've got those. I've also got some lady apple, with it being yellows and reddy orange with a bit of foliage, wispy foliage, of course. You know it, guys, I have to have the wispiness in it as well. So I've taken a few off the bunch, and I thought we may place some of those in as well. Now I've also got these that I had these delivered last week. I wanted to try them out, like Billy Buttons or something like that. I forgot. Little thistle balls, lovely orange with bits of green in the foliage as well. So I thought that may also add a bit of contrast with it being like that. I've also got, I just got these out because I wasn't sure if I'm going to use them, but grasses with a little bit of a flower with them, and the grasses are orange around the tips and they go to green underneath. So I thought we may put those in. For a bit of white, again, I like to have bigger florals and mix them with smaller headed florals to give that contrast. So I've got these. I haven't placed these on picks because I don't know how many I need. So I've just taken 3 stems out of my bucket, but with them having brown stems and then brown in the centre, and then this lovely, again, like a foresty green, and on the back brown, I thought they would look pretty. And for our main floral, I got out the cream sunflower. I thought this would be lovely against the colours, with it having dark brown in the centre. It will go with the ribbons. So we've got those. And last of all, I thought I may add some pumpkin. I don't know whether to add them in or not, or just place one in. Who knows? I don't know, but I've got one of each colour in different sizes. So I've gone for the bigger one, the medium, and then the small white. So they go down in size to give, again, that different, instead of having all the same size, the different look to them, and looks like they're at different stages of growth. So that's what we've got. And again, I may not place everything in. You know, I've just got all of these out, and again, I've spotted something I could have put in, but I may not even place that in. I may just go with what we've got. So if I move these down here so the cat don't get them. No, you can't play with those. So first of all, what I'm wanting to place in is our bigger and wider leaf maple. So I've got 2 brown and then 2 of the other colours with 4 tones in. I could have stuck with 1, but I thought no, I'm going to mix them. So, and again, I don't want them sticking out this you know, this length, guys. So I am cutting them down. So I'm going to cut them into those pieces. No, Marley. Oh gosh, guys, there we go. This one on the, all the different tones I'm cutting. The top one's smaller. Like so. Oh, here we go. Why can't you go and lie over there? I know you like to be next to me. You've got fluff on your nose. Come here. Let me move my stool out of the way, guys, so it's not in the way. Let's put the reds and then the browns. Right, I'm going to start off, I think, with the browns. Well, let's have a look. Do I do the red? No, I'm going to start with the brown. I'm just going to slightly manipulate the stem, put a little bend in it so it's more of a natural look. And I'm going to stick this one, the first one, behind the bow at the top. Now, for those who have not seen me do it before, sorry if it's a bit repetitive for those who have seen me do it, but to make it easier for some people who think sometimes it's harder to understand when you start coming out with the florist words, you know, how they come out with it to the professional way. I try to make it easier to understand for people, because not everybody's been a florist, and not everybody, you know, people are just starting out as a hobby and don't really know too much. So when you're doing a swag, I like to make it sound simpler. So the tallest piece in the center here is this spruce. I call that the neck. Just think of it as a human part of the body from the waist upwards. So this is your neck. Here, the widest point are your shoulders. Then here are your ribs. And at the slimmest part at the bottom where it goes in is your waistline. So that is how I like for you to sort of like may find it easier to understand that way. You know, so you can think neck, shoulders, ribs, waist. So I'm placing this on the neck, the highest point. So we're going to stick that so that is going to go there. Then I'm going to get the red, the ones with the 4 coloured tones in, and I'm placing these on the shoulders, because you want it to stick out like shoulder pads in your clothes. You can remember those days, guys? So you place these around the shoulders. Now just stick it onto the spine. You don't have to stick everything onto the spine, guys, when you're doing, you know, a swag. You can stick things onto your spruce as well. So then we are going to do it the same. So what we do on one side, we repeat on the opposite side. So there's our shoulders, the widest point. So you're going like that. So your neck and then your shoulders. Then I will get the brown again. So I'm getting the one with the 2 leaves on. We just cut those off. again, just put a bit of a curve shape in them. I tend to go bend to the right, and then the top part here, I bend that bit back to the left. So it's more of a natural shape like that, instead of just being vertical. So now we're going to the ribs. Again, I'm attaching this piece to the spine because that's where I want it to be. And if you notice, I'm not coming out as wide as the shoulders, because the shoulders is the widest point. I am now starting to bring the rib cage in like you would on your human body. You know, your shoulders are further out than your ribs are further in. So that is what you do as you go down. And then again, you do the same, the opposite side. I've gone further in, so out, in. And then as you go further down, you go more in, because you want to bring it to a point. So we've done the brown, so we're going to do this. Let me take the longer pieces off. Again, now this one needs to be coming in a little bit further as well. So in further than what that is. So that looks like that piece here is too long. So I'm going to take that off and use that for something else. Just bend it again a little bit. And this is coming inwards slightly more. So again, I'm going to place this on the spine. The spine is the main wired bit down the center of the swag at the back. So again, you can see that coming in. I'm not going in as I get down here too much, because you want to bring it in subtly so it's not as noticeable. So we do the same on the opposite side. We just bend the stem so it gives it a natural look. I'm just going to, in a minute, tie a spruce around the back so I don't keep moving it. So I'm going to do the same here, coming in again subtly, not too drastic, so it's noticeable. So it's down like so. Now I've got these ones what I've cut off. I want to bring those in as well. Bend the stem like a letter S, that's all you're doing. And before we get to the bottom, I want to place these further in as well. And just cut that stem a little bit shorter. Just lift up your ribbon. Oops, a daisy. Let me just glue it again, guys. I'm just going to turn it this way so I can just... And then I've got one piece left of the brown. Now that, because it's longer here and here, is my point on my waist. So that will go at the bottom. I could easily take these two off, and let's just have a look. Let me just fasten two of these spruces behind you so it doesn't move. Let me just see which looks the better. And when I place the bottom one on, I go vertical. Yeah, that one's okay. So let's just cut a bit of that off. Now I'm not bending this stem because I want it to sit downwards. So when I place it in, I place up, not across, horizontal. I place it, slide it in upwards like so. Oops, sorry Marley. Mummy didn't mean to do that. I'm going to keep these hanging long. I think they look quite nice. Looks like it's joining in as one. So that is how you put in your, basically your boundary, your structure. Let me just do this. I did a hanging basket yesterday. So that is how you start to create your boundary and the outside border or structure of your swag. So it needs to go down like a teardrop. So I'm going to place in some of our Himalayan maidenhair fern. And again, this is like the olive, and this will look lovely. And I'm placing these, one obviously here for the height, and then in between everywhere where I've placed my maple. So again, we're going down, and that's just going to the back. I want to see the maple at the front. That's just going to sit like so. Oops, the daisy is caught. So again, now we're going in between at the top of the neck line. So we're going in between every one of our maple, and again, just push it in. Oh, that might be a bit too long. Again, place it around the spine. You don't have to again place everything on the spine. You can glue to the other spruce or pine needles in there. And as you build up by placing your elements in, you can then start to attach to other, oops, I've done the same with this one. You can attach to other stems what are placed in there. I don't want these sticking too far out. And just bend that and give it a bit of a curve to show that it's going over the shoulders. It's all right, I've got glue on me and I don't want to attach it to anything else. This one's been a little bit of a pain. just like that. That one hasn't got a tip on it, so I'll save that. And again, we're going to go in between here. I don't mind the wispy bits coming out. They're very airy, so things like that I don't mind. I was watching something the other day, a lady doing wreaths and swags, should I say, and she was saying that not to use grasses and things like that. I don't know why. She just says something along the lines of it takes it away from by placing grasses on the outside. I've done it with grasses on the outside, guys. I think it gives quite a nice effect. But hey, everybody has their own way. And everybody teaches different. That's just the way it is. Again, I'm bringing this coming down now. As you can see, it's not sticking out. I'm starting to lean it down. So it's giving it that view, that look that it's bending over, going down to the bottom. And again, to start with, bringing it, gluing it, sorry, should I say, to the spine. And then other things are what we've got here, I will start to glue either to other parts of the spruce, you know, the pine needles, and then also I will start to glue onto other stems as well. So I'm just, basically what I'm doing is forming the structure. That, and I had, oh, that's good, I've got 3 left. Oh, I didn't even count those, guys. I just grabbed a handful. So then I'll go in between here. Again, I'm placing it upwards, so it's not placed across, because something that we're now at the bottom. And then I place one right at the bottom. But this one will just sit vertical, going up as well. Like so. It's just hitting the floor, guys, because oh, I can get it, are you? Not too much. Oops, it's come off the... I bet you can't see the top part now. Let me come and have a look. Oh, I'm terrible for moving things. Oh my goodness, no you can't. I'll try to do it like that, guys. I can't get it all in. I've just noticed this bow looks a bit... something's stopping it sitting straight. Let's just turn it and have a look. So then now we have, I think with these, with the reds and that, I want to bring them into the centre as well. Again, we may not use everything. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, we're going to go behind the fern with these, so you can see the fern as well as these lovely cream coloured maple. So again, I'm starting at the top and I'm just filling it in. So we're starting where our neck is. Place one, excuse me, at the back, up the top. Again, wherever I like to place things, what I've used around here, also at the top and bottom. I like to balance it out. I hope you all had a great weekend, guys. We had a lovely weather here. My husband, he doesn't like it too warm, and he was complaining it was too warm. Again, us Brits, we're never happy. I was busy doing the gardening again. I bet you all think that how much garden have I got? It's just that my husband was trying to rearrange things. Now he's seen them grow and how they grow. He's rearranging them because they're not, some are taller than he thought, and he needs to place them at the back. Oops. Well, these are all tangled with each other. And again, as I come down, I cut the stem shorter than what I had it up here. If I need one there, I'll place another one there. I need to look at it from the front. And again, I'm cutting it shorter again. Now I've gone right down to around the bottom. Because I don't want the stem sticking out through the opposite side. Just behind there. And I want one at the bottom. Let's have one what's more open. Now I will cut this one slightly longer so it's got that length to stick down at the bottom. Right, let's have a look. Oops, one moment guys, I've got a delivery. Gosh, that frightened me. Sorry about that guys. Yes, it was a delivery. Wreaths, ribbon, garlands and 2 new dresses. So that's what I treated myself to. Since I've worn this dress, I feel quite ladylike. So I thought that I'd wear another one. You can come and meet my son now because you couldn't see his face last time. This is my autistic son, Brandon.
Hiya.
So I've just helped him put his washing out as well. Oh my good gracious me. See how clumsy he is, guys. He's going to break all my stuff. This is just sold, Brandon.
Sorry.
It's not funny. Kids. But that's Brandon, guys. The autistic one. Anyway, let's carry on. So we've placed all in our cream coloured maple. If I wanted to, I may add some around in the central point, but I'm gonna just hang on to those just for now because we've got other things, so we'll place those there. Now we've got our other maple. Gosh, we've got a lot if I think about it. Now on some of these, they're longer than others, as you can see, like these. So I think I cut purposely 5 of these. 3, 4. Oh, maybe not. I thought I could have sworn. Oh yeah, 5. So I've purposely cut 5 of those. I cut 5 of those. And 7 of the red. Oh no, I've got a spare one. I must have cut 6 of those. Oh well, never mind guys. Waste not, want not. So I do want also red in it. I can bring red out as well to join in with the 2 other maple to give it different tones again and bring it in the center. With the ones that I've got on the longer stems, I wanted those up here to give movement and also to give that curvature where it comes over to the shoulders. So I wanted that especially on the top. I want one in the center at the top where the neck is as well. So again, we're going to place one up there. You may not see it as much. These haven't got wiring, guys. So if you want to try and manipulate it, just bend it slightly or steam it downwards to give that curvature. So I want to get this again because it's a slightly longer and smaller. I want to, you know, bring it inwards so you can see the movement of it as well. Oops, wrong place. I've bent it too far, so I want it up here. Now I'm starting to, where I'm placing these, I'm starting to glue on to some of the other stems. Okay, I don't want these taking over. I want to see that's going that way, so that can go on the opposite side. So these can go around the ribs. I don't want these near the bottom because of the length of them. They may look too not balanced enough. So for that reason, I want to bring these ones in, so they down there. And I'm cutting again these stems slightly shorter. I've tried to alter the camera again. I've zoomed, instead of having it on number 1, I've zoomed it onto mine 0.8 to give that bit of extra, so you can see a little bit more. So on this one, again, I'm going vertical. We will fluff the bow up, but you know, near to the end. Let me just move that one up. Right, I've got a bit of the wire I can see popping out. So let's just snip that wire off. There. Don't want anybody catching themselves. Right, so that there, I'm gonna bring these inwards. So what I'm gonna do with these ones, because they're only tiny, I'm going to bring them like so. Just make sure I can see this side, and again I'm placing these ones on the spine also. Let's just check anywhere else. For this last one, yeah, I'm gonna bring it, guys, under here, just so it's peeping out under the tail ends. So you've got a bit of foliage just there. So now we're going to move on to the red ones, or the ones where I've got, I think these are quite nice and warmy feeling. And where you can see this gap here and where it looks like it's sinking slightly, these are going to go here. So let me just cut the tips off here. I need them well, I'm going to need them shorter, but I just want to take these, because they go thinner at the end, these stems. I mean, that's a good thing, because if you can't get, you've only got a smaller hole, you can turn it around and place those in. So I'm going to start, let's have a look. I'm going to go just under there, as you can see, the white or the cream maple. I'm going to place that one there. I'm going to position them. I could easily place that there. One, if I can reach. I mean, I'm just placing it in, guys. I can't see. I'm just placing it in so it gives you an idea. I want to sort of like fill up the top part more than the bottom. I've got 2 left, so where was the needed? Here. One. 2. Yes, so I'm going to place them where you see the darker red. I'll say red because it's got, you know, more red. The red you spot more than anything. So I'm going to place where you see those around there. I'm not bringing them down at the bottom, although I could get some more and bring the, in fact, let me get 3 more and then I will bring those down to the bottom. So I'm pulling these off of my vine. 1, 2, 3. So again, I am a true believer, so it would irritate me, I think, if I didn't do it. Bringing everything from the top to the bottom. So I've pulled these off the vine, got a pick, and I'm just going to glue it in. Wipe any excess glue. I do what seeps out, because we don't want to see the blob of glue. Do it that on all 3. There. So let's get these shorter. One slightly longer. So then with these, because that's the last one there, I will bring one there, one there, and I'm going to go just under there. I will cut that. There's a lot of maple there, or I could bring it underneath. I don't know, where's that one there? I could bring it there. Yeah. Oh no, it'll irritate me if it's not balanced. So I'll have to bring it down there somewhere. Right, so I'm going to glue all of those in. So we'll start with the one at the top. And this is going below there, like so. One at the side, on the shoulders. Again, behind the bow. I'm just going to keep it my way a moment, guys. again, I'm just going to keep attaching them to the centre. Then this one. And I don't mind intermingling the foliage or flowers within the bow. I do quite find that quite pretty. It adds to it. So, and then the last one. So it's like that. Now you'll still feel that there's something amiss around here, but don't worry, we have our pines, we have our wispy bits, our florals, you know, that could come out and fill in. But I want to, I don't know if I'm going to use these. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, I'm terrible. So terrible. But I want to get in our I want one there, I want one there, and one down here. So I only want 3. I brought 5 out because I wasn't too sure how many I'd like. So we'll place those back with the others. So I'm going to cut at 45 degree. I'm going to save this that I've cut off. It comes in handy if I need it for anything, other, you know, other stems for florals. Now I want that sitting, and I will bend the head so it's facing that way. So I'm going to place these in as well. Just bend the head before I place it in. And then I'm going to have that poking out through. And then I want one up above, so you've got them like that. I don't want to overcrowd it with the big heads. I don't know if I'm going to use, I may put that, a group, those group, will they fit nice or will they look odd? Oh, I don't know, we'll have to come back to that. So let's get in our sunflowers. I could have put the orange sunflowers in, but because we've got a lot of orange, I didn't want to let it become suffocated by all the orange. So I decided to go with the paler sunflower. So that's that one. Again, I'm trying to line them up. Oh, I've got glue on me. And let's just see what this is like if I give it a little bit of a swirl, not too much. And I'm doing it by just bending it over, rolling it up as far as you'd like, and then just grabbing the centre loop and just pulling. And you can have that sort of effect, because we do want to see our sunflower. I'll have to play around with it, but this is what you can also do. And you can do the loops as small as you wish, or as, you know, as wide as you wish, depending on what you want for your arrangement. I think I need the green one smaller loops. And if you feel that when you're arranging something like this, that your pine needles at the back are stopping like your bow from sitting correctly, move them off to the side or above, or whichever direction, so your bow can then sit straight. There's probably 9 out of 10 there's nothing wrong with your bow. It's the position of the pine needles or the spruce behind it. So I've just moved some of them out of the way because they are in the way of the bow from the loops. Like so. I think that's... Let's centralise these because they're not quite centre. 1, 2, 3. So I could easily place, what's the daisy? Either those there or up there. So I'm going to leave those spaces there for if I decide to place in those. Right, let's see what we can place in now. I think I may just put a few of these around, again on the inner side though, not on the back. Just bring that movement around. Place one behind a sunflower, because these are, you know, they go off in all different directions. That's what I'm allowing them to do. They've got no wire in them, so I can't manipulate the leaves to sit in a certain, you know, way. So I will have to allow them to do what they feel or how they sit. See, that one's curly and there's no wire in it, nothing, so I can't. You could try and just keep bending or steam it. That may, you know, help and sort of like loosen it a bit. They are push-ups as well. Again, I'm just placing them around on the inside. So I think we've got our boundary. I will place something here where there's a few gaps. I suppose it's a good thing in a way that they fall like this, so then it makes it look more of a natural look. Even though you've got like the maple behind, these, because they are airy, they look fine in front of the maple. I think I may bring another 2 in. Yeah. This is there. Again, as I go down further to the waistline, I cut the stem shorter. Where did I say I was going to place it, guys? Here. Gluing that one on to another stem. So it's like that. Right. I don't think I'm going to put those in, guys. No, they don't look right with the theme. Oh, coffee. My son made me coffee, as you know. Random. To add a little bit of white or rustiness, we'll place these in. We'll cut the ends off. And all I'm going to do with these, again, place a little bit here. They don't have to be sticking out. I do want things as depth, but not too deep to the point where I can't see that it's there. Oops, I've pulled that one accidentally out. Let's And then I'm just going to be doing the same with these, but I'm going to place these around, more around where the bow area is and around the sunflower. I'm not taking them out on the side. So if you can see, there's the bow. So I'm trying to keep within the line of the bow, like that, so it's more inwards. Like that. And around the sunflower as well. Give that something, a bit of texture around there. And also around this bow as well. We're just bringing that in a little bit more because we're still giving it that shape of the teardrop. We still want to, even in the center point, make it look like it's coming inwards. I can't do it from that side. Let's just cut a little bit off. I do find it hard, and I can't work from the opposite side. I just find it so awkward. And then one under the sunflower at the bottom and one above the top. Again, whatever I have up above, I like to bring it down below. Even if it's just a little bit. I will turn it around, guys. So it's like that. I don't want any more, unless, no, I'm not. I've got a feeling this is a long video today. See, we've still got our flowers. See, just by adding those in, lighten it. I don't know if I need the lady apple. Oh, I don't know. Let's just check. I like to... Oh no, they're a bit too... Let's leave it. I don't want those in. Right, let's get some of these in. Now you can cut these down if you wish to use them as like filler foliage. You can keep them, you can cut them into thirds if you wish. The bottom two separate, then the middle two, and then the one single one. Or you could have it into 2/3 where you've got those two and then those. Or you can keep it as one. I want to bring 2 of them, especially around here. Again, because I said we've got that gap where it's just nothing here. So I'll just manipulate the stem a little bit. And you can see the gaps and things like that, guys, from when you stood at the back of it. One. I have to turn it to get to the up here. One up there. Again, one here because there's a little bit of a gap here. And then bring one down at the bottom as well. Under the sunflower, or should I say, under here. And then I'm going to cut this one into two. I don't want too much of it around here. And it doesn't matter if you've got 3 little spiky thistly balls on one and 2 on the other, it doesn't matter. So that is that at the moment. Now do I? Yes. Now I've got all different lengths. I've cut different lengths purposely because obviously longer at the top and on the shoulders and at the bottom. This is going to add like the wispiness and the movement. And again, if you don't want that length like this, just wrap it around your finger and make it swirly. And then that shortens it, like so. Or you can just bend it in, you know, turn it over and then back up. Whichever way you wish to place it, guys. That is why I love things like this. So I want some up here too. 2 on the shoulders. And again, this one I'm going to place at the top. Again, I'm bringing it in. What I'm using, I want it to be all around. I want to bring one here again where that gap is still there. I won't be happy unless I cover it. And then one opposite. Again, what I've done one side, I want to do the other side. Both my sons have got today off of work. Brandon doesn't work Mondays. It's a regular thing for Brandon. Jordan works shift work. So today he isn't at work. So Mummy told them they've got to do their washing. I don't do it, guys. I say to them, the age that they are, you know, they're more than capable. And Brandon's 29 this year, Jordan's 24. So, I used to do mine. I don't know about you guys. More than likely you did. But my mum used to make me do my stuff when I was 13, probably younger as well. We used to have to polish the house every Sunday. I went to church when we was younger. When I lived at a different address. Yeah, we had to do all of those, and then wash up, hoover, wash the pots, polish. Everything really like that. Because my mum was working hard with 2 jobs. So yes. And the kiddies now, oh my good gracious me. I think the nation has become lazy. They still think that the parents should be doing it even if they're older. I won't. It's not that I'm being stubborn, guys. It's just that I won't. Especially at the age they are. I think it's down to do with what, you know, what my mum made me do at a certain age. And I think that's why I say to them, oh, I was busy doing it when I was this age. But yes, I'm very, I'm not strict, but I won't allow them to become lazy, because I'm trying to teach them the life skills for when I'm no longer around, and I've got to sit with the angels and have a laugh and have fun. I kept saying to my husband, I'm going to make the angels become silly like me. Right, I'm just looking for other places to place them. I can see it. I know I've placed one there. I think here. And again, I'm just placing these in, guys. I will turn it. I'm so sorry. It's just that it's my awkward side and I don't want to keep turning it. I know you need to see. Apologies. I've got one left. Where can I put that? I may put it 2 either side. You know, at the top, can you see how that one's leaning over to that side? So I may place one on this side and have it leaning as well, like that. Right, we've got all those in. The wispy twiggy bits, my favourite things. Coffee. Again, I can still see here gaps. So oh, I thought this one. Yeah, I can still see a gap here and here. I want those done, and something around here. So we've still got, right, we're going to place in some of these. We're going to do exactly the same. Now these, let me just measure them all at the same height. And then pull that one down a bit. And I'm going to just place these again. I'm not going right to the back with these. Not all of them. I may place the odd one at the back. Trying to. I'm trying to let my glue go as low as possible, guys, so I can place in fresh glue, but I don't want it to. I think last time I did it, I couldn't empty it. I keep thinking, shall I buy myself another one? I'm not saying this one's broken. I don't know, I just keep, I'm like that. I think I get bored of one. I get bored of it. I mean, this one is quite big and I don't even fill it up to the top. So, right, I'm going to bring some in like so. Again, not just on the outer side. I love to see a little bit of pine needles sticking out. I find it adds a lot of texture and I just love it. Like the autumn winter texture. I think I'm going to put another one on the opposite side of that. Because it looks a little bit lost there. Let's see where we need more. So when you just stand back and just have a quick look, you'll be able to see areas where you think you may need to place some of your elements. I think I need one at the top. Again, bringing it in. There's a lot of orange at the top and brown. I need to break that up by adding the green. I don't want it to look too busy. Let's have a look. Right, I'm going to go place these in. I think I need more glue on that because of the weight of it. I don't want it coming off. Now I'm going to place this under see, I've got a pine needle that's stopping it from going inwards. And if you feel that you want to attach it and a bit stronger, hang on guys, I need to see that pine needle. Is it that one? And I'm going to wrap that around the stem of the pumpkin. So as you can see, that's like that. Now I can either bring, I'm going to just place those there. somewhere around there. I'm just going to pop it there. Let me just have a look. Or do I take that one out? And place another white in. And then have one up here. I'm just having a look, guys, to see if I can get it through. Sit still. Now, do I need 4? Because that's our bow. What's the daisy? I might do that. Or then again, because the bow at the bottom, I may not be able to get it in. Let's fluff it up again. Daisy. Or I could just put a bigger one again. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. I'm going to take the white out, those 2 whites, and I'm going to have 2 green, 2 whites, so it's in like a diamond shape around the centre flower. So I'm going to do it in that way. Let's just get rid. So then that then can fill in those gaps between the bows, at the top of the bow and under the bow. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Again, with the white, it will also add a lovely, you know, brightness to it, to lighten it up. I mean, not everybody wants white in it, but I'm a true believer of placing something light in colour. It doesn't necessarily have to be white. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, it's the same. It could be another colour. You know, it could be something pale, like a pale lemon. You know, anything really what is lovely and light in colour. I'm going to do something with that, because that is bugging me. This one isn't as strong as the others. It's silk ribbon with a bit of wire around the edge. And if you don't find that it keeps dropping, just place a little bit of glue with your glue gun under one of these here, just to hold that like that, and then that you'll, you know, or under there as well, so it will save that little curve. I think that is pushing down on on that bow as well. The bow looks like it's leaning, so I'm just going to sort this bow out, guys. Right, and I can still see gaps again. I'm sweating. I don't know if it's the light that's sending off that sauna effect, but it's not giving me any colour. Right, again, I do have these. I'm ever so sorry if this is a long video, but I want to, you know, make sure I help the lady Gladys, bless her. I don't know if I'm going to place these in, but they do look nice with the colour. Again, that's the length of the stem, so which is 3.5 inches. Because we've got some gaps, they would fill those gaps. Beautiful. I'm just trying these out, guys. Something's missed there. I can see something missing. Right, they sit nice, but they're in the wrong place. Oh my goodness. So let's get some of these. I want greenery coming from, that's better. There was a bit too big. And what I'm doing, I'm just cutting some more pine, because if you see around here, I'm going to place that one in, but if you see around here, even when you lift your bow, it's slightly empty. I did try those and it was too big and bulky. It was pushing against the flower. So I'm going to put a few of these in just to help fill that space. I will put some flowers in, or I could even bring in a couple of those, because I did say I would bring some in the centre. And that also fills in that hole or that gap. Around there. I'm going to place that one in. Okay, to add a little bit of texture and also to cover above here. I may bring a couple of pieces of these in as well with it. Just up here so it doesn't look like it's alone, so it's got something like that with it. So I'm not going to use any more of those. That's just a one in the middle. What's a daisy? Oh my goodness. And they haven't got anything where you can pull them off and put them on longer picks, so it doesn't help. So flowers, nearly there guys. I don't want to go too crazy. Well, I say that, you know me guys. Let's just take 5 to start with, because I will now bring these. Gosh, I'm sweating, I don't know what's come over me. Now I'm going to place these around the shoulders. You can either stick them to the back of the bow or stick them onto another, that's not secure enough for me guys, onto another stem or onto the spruce or the spine, whichever you prefer. That's it. And that's bringing the movement in. There. As well. Gosh, hang on guys. I know they've said it's a hot day today, but it's not sunny. That's the worst thing, it's not sunny. I'm just bending those over. This is why I couldn't live in America as much as I'd like to. I couldn't. I can't stand the too much heat. I think it's basically because we're not used to it, guys. Right, I'm going to cut these two. One there. Bring these down. And there's a gap here, so I want to place something in there. On the opposite side as well. Stick that to another stem. Sorry guys, I'm working my way down. I just want a little bit of light colour in, just to set it off. And let it hang, and then one at the bottom where I'm going to go vertical with it. Like so. I don't need no more of those. Right, let's just have a look. may cut that brown one, and then I'm going to cut it across straight, and then I'm going to bend it. As you can see, I'm going to bend it under itself. So it's just got that little bit like that, and I'm going to do the same with this one, because it's not strong enough like the burlap, so I'm going to do the same with that, and I'm just going to bend it. If you wish, some people glue it, that's fine. I've glued ribbon before as I've turned it under. Let's bring that one there. Like that. Just being a little bit forceful with it, so I can make it sit where I'd like it to sit. I think that needs to go in a bit more. And now I'm going to stick that. There. Right, let me just have a look. Right, I can see a gap. So, what is there on the opposite? I've got that. I may place that in as well. I'm going to put this in. I know it's not got a tip on it. I can cut the tip, shape it so it looks like it's got a tip just by cutting a point at the top. I'm going to place that in as well. There. I mean, you don't, Gladys, have to do it as busy as I've done it. I say busy, I call it busy, but what I mean is with as much elements in as I've placed in. That's not the way I work, my darling. I tend to just do, it's just my style. But then, you know, all I wish for you to do is take, you know, have a go at it if you wish. You know, to create this look, or take little hints and tips off of it, how I place things, you know, neck, shoulders, ribs, waist, you know, things like that. Take tips off of it from that to help yourself, you know, or colours, you know, have a look at the colours. And so it gives you an idea of what colours you may want to use. Also, you can, I'm not putting those in, guys, otherwise I'll have to go all the way round and I think we don't need them. You know, things like that. Or again, like I say, have a go at it. If you've got these similar elements or, you know, to what I've used, you know, give it a go if that's what you wish to do. Not just Gladys, you know, guys, anybody, all you wonderful people, give it a go for yourselves if you've not done one before. Obviously the video is long because I wanted to take time. I like to take time especially when I'm explaining something to somebody and they've had a request. It's so I can do it at a slower speed than what I would if I wasn't on camera. It's so you haven't got to keep stopping and starting the video, and you can you know, take it in better, because not everybody can take information in, you know, as quick as others. So I like to do it for the people who can't, not, you know, because I don't want them to be confused. So the reason is I tend to like I've done with this, it's taken a while. It's just because I've slowed my speed down. I would have had this done by now, again, if I wasn't on camera. I did do a hanging basket yesterday. It took me 20 minutes, but I've done a hanging basket on a video. I think it took me over an hour, you know. So it's just that I want people to be able to collect that information that I you know, and the knowledge that I give out at a slower pace, so they're not sitting there and think, oh gosh, what did she say? I didn't get that. Oh, I'm going to have to rewind it. No, that's not fair. I don't think that's fair. So I've seen videos where they just ramble on, and even I, as a professional florist, you know, again, I started out in real flowers, but even I, as a professional florist, have sat there and said, well, what did she say? I missed that. You know, because they're talking so fast, you know, and I don't think that's fair. So I slow my talking pace down and my work down for you wonderful people. So it will hopefully help you, you know, or you new beginners as well, help you, and also the people who can't take on information as quick as some others. So I hope this is all I'm going to do to it, guys. So I hope, Gladys, that helped. Again, you know, use your own colour scheme if you wish. Again, you haven't got to copy from myself, but if you do, then I'm honoured. So, you know, but give it a go. Anybody, you know, even new beginners on a smaller scale if you wish, just by placing things in. Again, using the terminology of the head, neck, shoulders, ribs and waist. So then, you know, if you place in things to start with at the neck, one piece, then place a piece either side on the shoulders, because you've got two shoulders and so has this. So you can't just walk around with one. So place in two. And you've got two rib cages, place in two. You may have one waist, but you've got two sides to your waist, so place in two. And then right at the bottom, place in one, like you have with the neck. So that is, then you are creating your structure of your swag, and then that will help you then, once you place in your, like I did with the big leaves at the back, that will then help you form your teardrop shape by coming wider out at your shoulders, because our shoulders are wider than our waist, and you know, and our ribs. We're built like that, like a triangle. Well, I wish. But if you look at it in that way, everybody, you know, if that helps you better, and then you can easily, then where you've created your structure, then start placing in your elements, your foliage around it, and follow the structure of it. You can place wispy bits in because they're airy, you can see through it, but you can also see the thicker part of the main structure. So these are just you know, bits of interest, but your main structure is where your maple is. The first foliage that I placed in is your main structure. But these little wispy bits are just a little bit of decoration, as well as obviously adding a bit of interest to the arrangement. So again, if you wish to have a go at that, guys, I hope that it inspires you to do a swag. So please subscribe, share and like. Again, to the world, to everybody who you know, even to people on the street you don't know. You know, it gets my business recognised, and I've been more than grateful, guys. And I'm honoured for you all to subscribe. It really does touch me so much. It really does. I keep talking about it to my husband, and you can see the look in his eyes of, here she goes again. But I like it. So, again, give it a go. And I hope, Gladys, that helped you, sweetheart, and you know how to do a autumnal swag. So all the best, guys. Have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow, and I don't know. I'll have to think what I want to do tomorrow. I've been trying to think of things. So if you've got any requests, guys, and if I've got what you're asking for of a request, then let me know and I'll give it a go. So all the best. I love you all. Good health, guys. God bless and take care. Bye for now. Bye. Right, let's... Oops a daisy. Let's get in a bit closer, guys. Let's make sure all the cable's not in the way. Sorry about that. That I've just seen bugging me because it's sticking out like out. So let's push that back in. Like that. So there is your beautiful bow. Look at the pattern on that. Isn't that beautiful? So we've got that. We've got the burnt orange, the black with the white, the checkered stripe, and the lovely, lovely olive green. Green's my favourite, guys. And then you've got your, well, you've got this. I forgot what they're called, guys. Thistle arrangement. Then you've got your beautiful green and cream pumpkins with your beautiful cream coloured sunflowers, your little white flowers with the brown in the centre. You've got your green, sorry, not green, orange twiggy bits with your Himalayan maidenhair fern. You've got your maple in this colour, the maple in the red, and then you've got the maple down here in the green with the red, and then you've got your fern with the orange, and you've got your pine needles. I can't remember what else. Oh, and you've got, how can I forget that? One of my favourites. Beautiful cream coloured maple with that on the back. Doesn't that look lovely? So you've got that as well. So, oh, and your little thistly balls. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope it inspires you to give it a go. It is quite long. After when I said at the beginning, we will make it big. It is very big. It must be, it's got to be about 40 inches long. It is really, really big. So again, have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.